Hey, so it's been a while. What's up, guys? It's back, and this is the NBA 2K25 point guard tier list in November. The point guard position is the most important position, and if you haven't been winning, it's maybe because you have a really bad point guard. So hopefully this tier list can help you out with that. Starting off with Dejounte Murray. Dejounte Murray is an easy A tier. Looking at Dejounte here, he has 92 speed, an 85 3-point, 80 interior, and the best part about him is that he is 6'5", which means he gets standing dunk animation. You have to apply some badges to him, like Immovable Enforcer, Off-Ball Pass, Paint Patroller, and Limitless Range. However, his release is decent enough. It's not the fastest, but can still get the job done. And he has a Steph Curry escape, which is really good. Slashing ability is also very underrated in my opinion, with an 85 driving dunk, which means he can get contacts, and his 6'5" frame with Hall of Fame lightning launch is really good. Defensively, more than anything, is the reason why Dejounte Murray deserves an A tier spot in my opinion. Luka, on the other hand, is going B tier. Luka here, just look at the defense, it's just not good. Like, kind of like in real life. I mean, have you seen Luka highlights? He has almost every badge in the game outside of the defensive category. He is 6'7". His animations are terrible. We all know this. Like, his shot is slow. His dribble style is bad. He's bad. He's not tall enough to be a consistent mismatch. Most of the point guards these days are like 6'4" and up in terms of like the meta, so I don't rate him that highly. Then we got Tyrese Haliburton, who is another A tier. When you look at Tyrese Haliburton, he is 6'5", so he still gets standing dunk animations. Badge wise, he is very complete all around. 75 driving dunk is good enough at that height. He does miss a lot of defensive badges that you do need to add to him, but overall, once you fully badge him out, he's not really missing anything. The only problem is his release is very baited with a low arc, so it can get easily contested. He has pretty decent dribbling from what I've seen. I'm not the best dribbler. However, his fade is not good. It gets 0 separation. So I think he's better than Luka. He's going to go A tier. I do think Dejounte Murray right now is still the best in A tier. Then we got Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry is a definite C tier for me. 6 foot, very undersized already. Really good stats wise all around except for the dunking. So his slashing ability is not really there. His release is really good. It's really fast, really quick. His dribbling, however, is not good with that basic escape and normal behind the back. Badge wise all around, he's pretty decent, not very complete. Because of his height, I don't think I can put him above C tier because of that. Darius Garland, we're gonna go C tier with him. The Cavs have been on a really good run lately. 15-0. Really bad defensively. Goal limitless. The only thing why I'm keeping him so high-ish is because he does have a really fast jumper, the best dribble style in the game, with what I've heard, really good dribbling animations outside of the dribble style too. So I'm going to put him in C tier because he is a better shot creator than Kyle Lowry. However, I do think Kyle Lowry is better. Then we got Austin Reeves. We're going into B tier with Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves is good. Don't get me wrong. However, he is 6'5", but I don't think he's that next level good. Like, look how many badges he's missing in terms of finishing and defense. Now, he is 6'5", so he does get standing dunks. However, he is not the fastest. Defensively, he's not great with low 70s interior defense and low 80s perimeter defense. Along with that, 84 agility and 49 strength is really bad. His release is really good. His fade is good going one way. I think it's going right. He gets like 0 separation. His dribble style is okay. I'm sure his behind the back is good. I do think him and Luka are on a similar level. Luka, stats and badges wise, is better along with the 6'7" frame, but I do think Austin Reeves is more of an offensive threat and better defensively on the perimeter. I think they have to be. And Jamal Crawford, again, B tier. When you look at Jamal Crawford here, he is really fast. He has goal limitless range, Hall of Fame lightning launch, really fast with the ball. Again, he is 6'5", which means he does get standing dunk animations. No defense though, and his finishing is very lackluster along with his normal dribble style. I know his animations dribbling wise are actually pretty solid, but that normal dribble style gives like no quick first step, and that's a big problem when it comes to Jamal Crawford. Then we got Tyler Hero, who is A tier as well. This is why I put him in A tier, is because he does come with that silver on-ball menace and bronze interceptor, which means you do not have to add extra badges to him if you do not want to. He is 6'5", still gets standing dunk animations, but he is lacking in the finishing category and the defensive category a little bit, and along with that, he is not nearly as fast as some of the other point guards in the game. Animations wise, he is pretty good with that dribble style, with that release. He has some glaring flaws that aren't that bad, but keep him out of S tier. Then we got Allen Iverson. I mean, this card sucks. And this card is terrible. Have you seen Allen Iverson? Like, animations wise, he's great. Don't get me wrong, he's amazing. Darius Garland dribble style, Pro 2 fade, but my god, this card is terrible. Look how many badges he's missing. This is like a sapphire card, bro. He can barely dunk. His defense is very lackluster. Like, he doesn't even have every playmaking badge in the game. He has no limitless range. He's only 6 foot tall. But anyways, after that atrocity, we got Zach LaVine, who is our first S tier player. 95 speed, really good defense, not the best. You can give him every defensive badge in the game, which I would recommend doing. He has 78 interior, 89 perimeter defense, 99 driving dunk, 90 speed with ball, Hall of Fame limitless range. He is the best slasher in the game. When it comes to going to the rim, he is the best at that. But on top of that, he has a really fast jumper, and Zach LaVine checks off almost all the categories, and that's why he has to go S tier. Steve Francis, I don't rate this card. He's going B tier. At Steve Francis, 6'3", which is a pretty decent height, not the tallest. He doesn't get standing dunk animations, however, he is really fast with the ball at 95 speed with ball, and stats wise, he's pretty good. Don't get me wrong. 88 3-point, 95 speed, 95 driving dunk, really decent defense all around. However, he's only 6'3", and on top of that, he's missing limitless range, he's missing on-ball menace, paint patroller, he's missing a lot of badges, more than you can actually apply to him. Normal dribble style is just not cutting it. His dribble moves, like his escape and his behind the back, aren't good enough to where it can make up for that normal dribble style. Along with that, this release is slow. It is slow, it is clunky, and at 6'3", if you don't have a fast jumper, you're not doing much offensively. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is S tier. In my opinion, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is the best all-around point guard in the game. I know his stats don't really stand out, but look at his build. 6'6" with the 6'11" wingspan. It's really good, especially when he has that Hall of Fame interceptor and glove. Really gets you in the lanes. He needs limitless range, paint patroller, immovable, some badges like that, but he still gets contact dunks with an 85 with an 85 driving dunk, a really good release as well. I know a lot of people didn't get him considering how the event was way too grindy for its own good. However, if you were lucky enough to get him, you got yourself a really good point guard for the foreseeable future. Mario Chalmers is C tier. I do like him over everyone in B tier, but I can't be biased when it comes to this. He is a Ruby. However, look at the badges. 75 interior, but he has almost every defensive badge in the game, every shooting badge you need, every playmaking badge. He can dunk when wide open. He has a really nice jump shot, by the way. His dribble moves, however, are not that good. I really like Mario Chalmers as a budget card. If you are broke and need a point guard, you need Mario Chalmers. D-Low is either D or F. We're gonna put him D tier for now. Only 6'3". In previous years, he was 6'4", 6'5", whatever. I mean, the defense is just atrocious. Like, my god. And I know his release isn't that fast either. He might move down to F tier, but we're gonna leave him up here for now because I do think he's better than Allen Iverson. Raymond Felton. And, this is one of the worst diamonds. I'm pretty sure Raymond Felton is the cheapest diamond in the game, but just look at this card. He's better defensively than D'Lo, I'll say that. But, I mean, he doesn't really do anything on the court. He's going F tier. And D'Lo, you're going down to F tier too. I'm sorry. Kyrie Irving is... I think Mario Chalmers is better than Kyrie Irving. Now, you might be saying, no, you're glazing Super Mario over here. But just look at this card. He can't dunk at all. He's 6'2". Stats-wise, he's actually pretty good, but no defensive badges. You have to apply them to him. And even if you do, he still has 42 interior defense. Along with that, his release is good, but his fade isn't great. I'm sorry, but if you want me to put him in B tier, you would be crazy. I think I'm actually going to move Darius Garland down just because Kyrie is a way better version of Darius Garland. Then we got De'Aaron Fox. I mean, he's going B tier. Like, he's only 6'3", not as high as a dunk as you would expect a De'Aaron Fox to have. No limitless range, missing a lot of defensive badges and some finishing badges as well. His release is decent from what I've seen. He's gonna go B tier. I do think you could argue that he is the best in B tier. Next we have Tyrese Maxey. I'm going D tier with Tyrese Maxey. He's just lacking a lot. Like, he doesn't even have unpluckable, strong handle, not even Dimer as a point guard. You have to have Dimer. On top of that, he has no on-ball menace or paint controller or immovable or interceptor. He comes with a 70 steal. Like, why do you only have a 70 steal as a point guard? He has good interior defense. I'll give him that. But Mario Chalmers and Kyle Lowry just do what Tyrese Maxey does, but at an elite level. Trey Young... probably F. No, people might be saying, oh, but Trey Young is crazy animations. He's 6'1", and look at my god, he can't dunk at all. No finishing badges. I mean, just look at the defense. It's absolutely atrocious. I mean, I'm sure his animations are decent, but it's sad. It's depressing. He'll be the best in F, if that makes you feel better. D-Book is going into S tier. Undoubtedly the best offensive point guard in the game. He is 6'6", really good speed. Not the fastest with the ball, but it doesn't really matter with Hall of Fame lightning launch. He needs mini marksman, but after that you just gotta apply a bunch of defensive badges and you'll be good to go. Really fast jumper, really good fade, really good dribble style, and that is the reason why he is S tier. Defensively, he can be a liability at times, however, with his 69 strength. Not the highest perimeter defense, not the best badges. You can badge him up. In my opinion, his offensive abilities in the right hands is way too good to leave him off of S tier. Then we have Chauncey Billups. He'll go D tier. Badge-wise, he's not the worst. Like, he has on-ball menace, limitless range, 50, like he has some decent qualities about him. I don't rate him that highly. I don't rate any of these cards that highly, but I think he gives you more than what the F tier guys give you, and that's why he has to go D tier. Now, who will go F tier is Scott Skiles. He has limitless range, but no defensive badges. Hall of Fame lightning launch, no dunk though. I do think he is the best in F tier, but he's not great. Russell Westbrook is going B tier. He has 0 shooting badges, and that's a big problem. Although he is really fast, he can dunk. Defensively, he is really good aside from the 50 interior, and he is 6'4" with really decent strength for a point guard, so he will get you some stops here and there in the paint. Release-wise is actually faster than most people anticipate. The dribbling, it doesn't really matter since he's only going to be running to the rim regardless. You know, we're going to put him at the bottom of B tier. Chris Paul is like a better Mario Chalmers, so I'm going to put him in B tier. I know I've been talking about height a lot, but when I use Chris Paul, he actually got a pretty good amount of standing dunks. His release is not the fastest, but he can still get it up. His dribbling is actually pretty solid from what I've used, and his fade is actually pretty nice. Badge-wise, he's pretty complete all around, aside from the finishing side. Defensively, he's very complete though, with 80 interior, 95 perimeter, max steal, max speed, max 3-point. The only thing he's really lacking is a dunk, but he dunks more than you think, and that's why, in my opinion, he's about the same level as a Russell Westbrook, as a Steve Francis, and guys like that. Then we have Gary Payton. I know a lot of people love this card. He is going S tier. Now, Gary Payton, stats-wise, is the best defensive point guard in the game. I say stats wise because I do think there is a better defensive point guard in the game. You basically only have to give him some shooting badges and finishing badges, in all honesty. Very complete all around. Every playmaking badge, every defensive badge you need. 99 perimeter defense, almost a 90 interior defense, can dunk the ball too. His release isn't great. It's good, but it's not the best, especially like off the dribble and things like that, but a really good dribble style as well. So if you get used to his release, I know there's a lot of people that say Gary Payton is the best point guard in the game, and I cannot blame them for saying that. Damian Lillard, he's worse than Kyrie. See, Lillard today, he had a game-winning layup. You know, Dame's not as bad as people think. Anyway, 0 defensive badges is the problem. He's really good offensively, yada, yada, yada. I'm going to put him in D tier because I think Darius Garland does the same thing. And who else is going in D tier is Pete Maravich. Pete Maravich used to be really, really good in 2K, but this is not his year. I mean, look at this defense. It is atrocious. However, he does have on-ball menace, which means that you don't need to apply as many badges as you would think you would need to, but he's just slow. He can't really finish. The only reason why Pete Maravich is not F tier is because he is 6'5". Paul Westphal, however, is going C tier, and I know a lot of people are thinking, why the hell is Paul Westphal going C tier? It's because he has a 6'4" frame, and with actually pretty good defensive stats and badges. He has on-ball menace, immovable, enforcer, interceptor. It's just he doesn't really excel at one thing. However, I do think that he is like a better version of a Chauncey Billups, and he is no doubt in my mind the worst in C tier, but I think actually he's moving down. He's moving down to D tier. Then we have Austin Rivers, who is F tier, or no, he's D tier. He's D tier. He has a really nice jump shot, really good fade in Pro 2. It's just that he's not really complete badge wise. He's lacking a lot. However, if you give him the necessary badges like on-ball menace and Paint Patroller, a really good budget card in my opinion. Him and Mario Chalmers are the 2 point guards you need to pick up if you're broke. Steve Nash is F tier. I mean, Nash just sucks. I mean, 80 speed, he can't dunk. He has no defensive badges. He's just slow and just bad and depressing. And when you use Steve Nash, you're not having fun with the game, man. He's just bad, man. He is the second worst next to Allen Iverson. No, Allen Iverson is better. Steve Nash just sucks, man. And it's really a shame. Ja Morant is going at A tier. I do think he is a better version of a De'Aaron Fox. You do have to apply badges to him, and you're probably thinking, Noah, he's only 6'2". You were just glazing high earlier. Why is he all the way in A tier? Well, his animations are really good. His release is really good. He's really fast. He has a 99 driving dunk. Badge-wise, he's pretty complete. I know he's missing a lot of the important badges, but after you give them to him, I think he is the best small point guard in the game, and I do not think it is particularly close. Monte Ellis is going F tier as well. This card is god-awful. Like, when you look at Monte Ellis, he's 6'3", but look at the defense. Just look at the defense. It is absolutely abysmal. I mean, if you're using this card in the biggest of 2024, I don't know what to say to you, because his release is slow too. Everything about him just like sucks. Steph Curry is either C or he's going D tier. Like, Steph Curry is like, oh my god, I love Steph Curry, he's the greatest shooter ever, but like that's all he can really do. Yes, offensively he cooks. Alright, don't get me wrong, he has a really good release, really good escape, really good setback, really solid offensively, but just look at the defense, like, oh my god. Donovan Mitchell is going C tier. I don't rate this card that highly. I do think he is at the bottom of C tier. However, his dunking ability, his defense being better than Lillard's, being a more overall complete card compared to Lillard, compared to Steph, I think he deserves a spot in that C tier. Jalen Green, I'm gonna... now this is where it's tough, because these cards are so mid. Like, they're so mid. Jalen Green is going to the top of the C tier because he is not that 6'5". He doesn't get standing dunk animations. Badge-wise, he's not very complete, missing a lot of defensive badges. Like, imagine a Jamal Crawford or an Austin Reeves that can't do the standing dunk. He's just the worst version of them, in my opinion. Then we got Victor Oladipo, who is going... If it's just a balancing purposes, I'm gonna go A tier for Oladipo. You need to apply handles for days and dimer, but other than that, I mean, look at the defense. I mean, 94 perimeter defense, not good interior. However, he is good at everything else. Compare him to De'Aaron Fox, he's just... in my opinion, a better De'Aaron Fox. He's not as fast, but a plus 13 driving dunk, way better perimeter defense. I think the height means that interior defense doesn't matter as much as long as coming with limitless range. He comes. I think because of his defensive ability, I will put him over a De'Aaron Fox. I know some people might not like that, but that's just my opinion. We'll move some things around later on. Dwayne Wade is most definitely at the bottom of S tier. He's a really good slasher, but I do think LaVine is a better slasher. He's a really good defender. I think Gary Payton is a better defender, and his shot isn't the fastest, but he's not the worst shooter in the world either. Brevin Knight is easily the worst card in this set. 5'10" with no shooting badges. Like, are you serious? Then we got Mike Conley. I've heard good things about him. I'm gonna put him C tier. Really good defense, goal limitless range, Hall of Fame lightning launch, Darius Garland dribble style, Bronson stepper. Okay, De'Aaron Fox moves up and Conley goes up. Because I do think him and Chris Paul are very comparable. Chris Paul is better all around, but Mike Conley is that better shot creator. Jet Terry is another B tier. Not the best defensively, but offensively, he seems pretty good. Really good jumper, really good dribble style. He has to go B tier. I'm sorry. The B tier is too much B tier. Magic Johnson, S tier. People do not like this card, but people sleep on Magic Johnson just because, oh, he has a bad release and oh, he can't really dribble. I get it. Alright. And badge wise, he doesn't look the greatest. I get it. But look at the stats all around. He has like 3 stats under an 80. Okay, that's one thing. But the most important thing about him, he is 6'9". So imagine you run him next to a Julius Erving or something, or Jack Marin. He is really good, and in my opinion, is the best defensive point guard in the game. And you might be saying, oh no, you are low-key glazing him because he has like no defensive badges, and I get it. But if you add them to him, immovable, forget about the fucking finishing, forget about the shooting badges, just put defensive badges on him and he becomes clamps. And reminds us a little badge now. He has Hall of Fame on-ball menace, things like that. Magic Johnson will get paint stops. If he switches onto a small forward, power forward, center, it doesn't matter. He gets you a paint stop, and that's, in my opinion, what makes him the best defensive point guard in the game. Because Gary Payton is not guarding centers. Shea can get a stop on his centers every here and there, but Magic Johnson could get you a stop on his center majority of the time, and that's what, in my opinion, what makes him so good. When fully badged, I think he has a case to be the best point guard in the game. And I have a little bit of a bias because at King of the Court, I didn't lose a game. And a large reason to that was due to Magic Johnson, because there was a lot of times where I would run a pick and roll with Magic Johnson and he would end up in the paint and I would shoot over a guy like Shea, a guy like Booker, even a guy like Gary Payton, and it registered as open every single time and it bailed me out so much. So that's why, in my opinion, Magic Johnson is the best point guard in the game, and I think it stays like that for a while. Last but not least, we have Sidney Mocrief, and Sidney Mocrief has a lot of hype, but I checked this card. And don't get me wrong, this card is elite, but the 76 3-point at 6'4" is not the greatest. He's going into S tier because I do believe Sidney Mocrief and Gary Payton are the exact same card. Like, same height. Gary Payton has a better rating for the 3-point, but Sidney has a better jump shot. I mean, defensively, they're the same. Like, look, +1, -5, like, they're the same. Speed-wise, they're the same. Dunk-wise, they're basically the same. Badge-wise, same, almost same shooting badges, same finishing badges. Basically, both of them have almost every playmaking badge, and they have the same defensive, they're the same card. So in my opinion, the order for the S tier goes like this: Magic 1, Shea 2, Booker 3, Gary 4, Sidney 5, Zach LaVine 6, Wade 7. I don't know when this is gonna be uploaded. This was a long recording. I retook this multiple times. I will be back in the future with more videos. I know this game has been dry for a lot of people. However, I hope this video can help you guys out and see that, you know, and basically anyone from C and above is usable. So don't feel like if you see a card that you really like in like C tier. Okay, if you're using anyone in D tier, you're trolling. But C tier and above you can definitely use in an online setting. So that's the video. If you guys like it, like, subscribe, whatever. Bye.